All right. All right. Can we still hear me, please? Kindly confirm you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Amazing. All right. So I'll be reading the profile of our guest facilitator right about now. Okay. Sorry, I'm having issues with presentation. Okay, can we see my screen? Can we see my screen, please? Hello,
Yes,
please,
we
I
can
need us
see your
to
screen.
respond.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, we can.
Thank you. So, with a robust background in computer science and a BSc in economics, complemented by specialized training in credit risk management from the New York Institute of Finance, Kalista Noye, AIDR, brings a decade of experience as an accounts receivable specialist with Avery Nigeria Limited. Currently, she serves as the founder and credit administrator at Novica Ventures, a credit and debt management company. She is also an associate member of the Institute of Debt Recovery Practitioners of Nigeria, IDRPN. She excels at developing and implementing effective credit policies, negotiating payment plans, and using advanced ERP and CRM systems to streamline processes and enhance operational efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, profitable money lenders, kindly welcome with me, Kalista Noye. You're welcome, ma'am. You have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Good evening, ma'am.
Oh,
Good
good
evening,
hear
ma'am.
you.
I
Good
can't see
evening.
myself. I can't see myself here. What's going on?
We can see you. We can see you.
All right. Are we all money lenders? Are we already in the business of lending money, or we have prospects that want to go into money lending business?
Money lenders.
They're all money lenders. Okay.
Not all money lenders, oh, sorry. Some of us are brand new. We're newbies, we're babies.
Okay. So welcome on board, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Madam Precious, for this opportunity given to me. I'll be sharing my slide shortly, but before that, I want us to look at one or two things before then. Okay, and for money lenders, those that are already in the money lending business, or you intend going into money lending business, I want to find out what is your motivation. Why do you choose that line of business? Why do you want to do money lending? Can I get one or two responses?
No, madam, can you repeat yourself, please?
Why do you want to go into money lending business, or why are you in it?
Okay. Number one is to make money for myself and my company. That's important. Number two is to have an established business running. You're going concern. Number three is to help the community, humanity, the micro lenders to have a breakthrough in their various businesses. Thank you.
Okay, that's wonderful one. Thank you so much for your answer. And the three reasons you gave are all valid. But I want to tell you that the last reason you gave is actually the number one reason why you should do that. Okay, you are going into money lending business because you want to solve a problem. And as you're solving that problem, it's expected that you will make profit doing that. Okay, So because a lot of money lenders do not have that at the back of their mind when they are going into that business. Because money lending business is a lucrative business. Everyone wants to go into it just to, give out loans, make your interest and make quick money. And when you have that mindset, while going into such business, you are not going to do well because you won't have the interests of these borrowers, at heart. So the first thing is that I want to solve a problem. I want to be able to help small scale businesses. I want to be able to help employees to achieve, some certain purposes. So when you have this, that is why somebody can approach you and said, okay, I want a loan of maybe 200,000 to probably start a barbing salon. And all you do is you just quickly look at all the factors. Okay, who is this person? Does he have guarantor? Let me know what's his source of income. Okay, when you verify all these things, you are good to go and you release the money. But at the end of the day, you might have issues. Okay, why? Because if you actually if you're actually looking out to helping this person in his business, you should be able to have a slight interview with this person to find out what do you want to do with this 200,000 that you are getting. Okay, some people, they want to, okay, somebody wants to start a barbing salon and he doesn't even have his own personal funds. He has not been able to raise any capital to at least even pay for a space that is going to use for that business. He has not invested something of his own and he's not coming to you to get 200K to start the business. By the time you sit down with this person along the line while you are chatting, you might discover, the person too might even discover that 200 might not even be enough. And you may have to, okay, the person can augment it as, okay, let's do 250, 300. And instead of spreading it for 6 months, 10, or you do like 9 months. Okay, so because sometimes when people are going into, that person that is going into that barbing salon business has it at the back of his mind that, okay, once I pay for a space, I get some clipper, maybe in my area, I have a stable electricity. I don't really need to get a generator for a start. Maybe I will think of that later and all that. What if something happens? Does that mean that along the line where you are cutting someone, say, and the light goes off, that the person should just go home like that? So there are some basic things, there are some necessary things that this person must get. So you need to be able to know these things. You are helping yourself to ensure that your money comes back to you eventually, and you're also helping that person to succeed in business. So that's point number one that I want us to to have a rethink. When you have these things at the back, there's no way money lending business is a profitable business. So there's no way you are into it that you will not make profit. But please be mindful, okay, of these borrowers. Think about, their situation, help them to achieve their aim so that you will also achieve yours. So that's point number one. This is not in my slide, so I just have to quickly mention it. And then I know that Madam Precious must have told us that to be in debt is not a criminal offense. I hear a lot of people say, once I borrow you this money and you don't pay me, I will just lock you up. I will get you arrested. All those things is not acceptable under law. You don't do that. The only way you can do that is if a fraudulent activity is involved, or this person is on the run and has decided not to communicate with you anymore. That's when you bring law into the situation. Otherwise, it's a civil offense. It's something very civil, So let's go into the slide now. Can I share my slide?
Yes, Ma, you can.
Okay. Okay. So what is credit risk analysis? Okay, so the topic is practical credit risk strategies for micro money lenders. So most of the things I'm going to be telling you tonight is something that you've had, but we are going to be more practical about it because I'm going to be giving you some instances. Okay. So credit risk analysis is a financial detective work. You are acting as a detective. Okay, is the process of assessing someone's or a company's ability to pay back a loan. Think of it as checking someone's financial health before lending them money. Is a crucial tool for businesses to assess the creditworthiness of their customers, suppliers, and potential partners. So when you have decided to be a credit analyst, your antenna has to be functioning properly. Every information around you, you must capture it. So now we are on the main slide. Why do we have to do this credit risk analysis? Why do we have to do this in our business? Why can't we just go ahead and just give out loans and then believing that we know this person too well, he will not default, he will make payments? So some of these reasons are, it reduces financial losses. Okay, it helps us to maximize profits. And then selective lending is not everybody that approaches you for a loan that will eventually get the loan. Yes. Risk-based pricing, like I had a Z Group B that did a presentation. I hope you know that when you are doing a loan, when you are giving out loan, you don't give out your loan at the same rates. All transactions have different rates depending on the type of business. Like I have a company that I'm servicing at the moment. I partner with them. Sometimes it's advisable for you to choose your industry, choose your target market. Some people will decide, okay, I want to give out loans to just employees. And some other persons want to give out to small businesses. But this company that I work with, they give to both employees and to small businesses. Okay, so you find out that sometimes the rates, it differs depending on, the portfolio, depending on the risk involved. So when the risk is higher, there is tendency for you to increase your interest and your fees. Okay, so it ensures sustainable operations. When you don't administer this credit risk analysis, you find that after some time you are out of business. It will help you to make informed decisions. So now we have the quantitative and the qualitative assessment of borrowers. When we say we want to do credit analysis, credit risk, these, what are those things? What are those things that we need to do? What are those things in details that we need to do to be able to, because you should be able to have a profile for every of your customer, profile or portfolio for every of your customer. And this portfolio should be able to consist of all these things that are listed here. So I have the character, capacity, the capital, collateral, conditions, which is the ones we know as the 5 C's of credit. We have reference check, we have industry risk. When we talk about industry risk, we are talking about what is the nature of this industry. If you are giving out loans to maybe to small businesses, what is this person into? Is this business a volatile one? Is it a business that when I mean volatile business, a business that probably deal with exchange rates. So they don't have, things are not stabilized there. When you are giving out loan to such industry, you need to up your game. You need to increase your interest rate because it's quite risky. Okay, we talk about credit reports. Do you assess credit reports? How often do you do this? Okay, borrowers' primary data, identity verification, references and guarantors, financial statements. For organizations, you can go as far as asking for their income statements and even the statement of financial position, the collateral documentation, social media activities. Yes, you need to know. In fact, once you have given out loan to somebody, you are following that person on social media to know how your money is going. Yes, you need to know. Physical visits and interviews, legal and public records. So this credit reports, I discovered that a lot of money lenders do not really do that because, you know, in this money lending business, we just want to do some sharp things. We don't want to go in details. Do you know, I've come across some people that are into money lending business and they don't even have a license. All they do is they just, they've notified some of their friends and family that they're into this business. People come, borrow money and go. They are not registered. They are not licensed. So sometimes when you do business like this, you yourself, you are shooting yourself because at the long run, you'll be the one to lose. Now, I always advise money lenders to subscribe to at least one credit bureau. It's not expensive, it's not something that is expensive, it's something that you do one off. Okay, when you register with these bureaus, what do? They sell credit reports. So when you have someone who has defaulted, you upload the person's data on the credit bureau. So if you now, the person approaches you and want to get a loan from you, and you quickly, because once you subscribe, definitely you have access to their portal or their app. You quickly put the person's basic information and find out if this person is owing or not. You'll be able to ascertain that, but a lot of us, we don't do that. And when you don't upload as a money lender, the next person will not, when the person runs a check, you will not see any information. There will be no data to access. And the person gives, and another person gives. Meanwhile, this person has been defaulting in several places. So when you are doing it, you are helping yourself as money lenders, you're helping yourself. It's not the person that you are doing a favor, you're actually doing yourself a favor. Okay. So the physical visits and interviews are also very important before, especially for first-time customers, before you give out loans to them. Try to find out where the business is situated. Try to find out, they don't really need to know that you are coming. Like some of my Igbo brothers will tell you that I own this shop. Meanwhile, he's just hanging there. He's not the owner of the shop. Okay, you need to do some of these things. And when you now feel that you know this person too well, his shop is filled up, he cannot run away, he's not the owner of the shop. How will you know? It's until you visit. Okay, so we also have the legal and public records like the CACs and all of that. So I want us to, for me personally, I like to classify my borrowers or my debtors using character and capacity. Okay, the 5 C's of credit, which is the character, the capacity, the capital, collateral, and condition. So I pick the first two, which is the character and the capacity. That's where I like to categorize my customers. So when you have opened portfolios or profiles for these customers, on top of their file, you should have some of these things there. Are you able and willing? Are you able but not willing? Are you not able but you are willing? Not able, not willing. It should be there at a glance on top of their file. You should be able to see it. So who are the able and the willing? These are the people that have the capacity, the financial capacity, and they're also willing, meaning that in terms of character, they are 100%. So these are the best kind of customer that everybody should have. So as I'm talking to you now, you should be able to go through your profile, your customer profile, their portfolios, bring out their files one by one and look at them and be able to grade them. Because that's what will give you an insight if you're going to actually succeed in this business or not. Am I here alone?
No,
We can
ma, we
hear
are with
you,
you.
ma'am.
Okay. So we have the able and the willing. They have the capacity and they are willing to pay. The best kind of customer that anybody can have. Then you have the able, not willing. You see this able, not willing, you find them in the high and mighty, and you find them in the mostly the educated ones. that feel that they know their rights. They are the one that will quickly tell you that, what is it, safe? Nigeria government is suing, everybody is suing. Am I the first person to know? In fact, they know all the rules and regulations. They know the rights of debtors, because debtors has rights, a lot of rights. That's why you need to be very, very, very thorough and very, very critical when you're applying credit risk. Because debtors, in fact, at a point, at some points, when I was doing some training, I was beginning to feel that it's like debtors have more rights than the creditors. You know, they have so much rights that they will tell you that you cannot contact a debtor before 8 a.m. in the morning. You cannot contact a debtor after 9 p.m. at night. There are so many things that you cannot harass a debtor. So these educated ones, they know all these things and they're waiting for you. Okay, they're waiting for you so that they will drag you. And you need to be very careful when you are dealing with customers like this, because at the end of the day, the hunter might become the hunted. Okay, so they have the money. I have so many of them like that. There are so many guys, so many CEOs. They have the money. Even the accountant will tell you, I don't know why your guy doesn't want to pay you. We have the money, but they just feel satisfied holding back, your money. They want you to push very hard before they can release it. Once somebody's money enters their hand, they don't want to let go of it. They are another type of customer. Then you have the not able but willing. The not able but willing are far, far more better than the able not willing. You know why? They are not able because somehow along the line, something has happened to their finances, something has happened to their businesses, something has happened to their jobs, something has happened to their health, and they no longer have the capacity, but they are willing. So this type of customers, they are always the one to, they open communication lines with their lenders and their creditors. They are always ready to negotiate. They're always asking for restructuring. Okay, so the only thing that happens with this set of customers is that your money will be prolonged. If maybe it's a loan tenure of 6 months, you might end up having it like 9 months, but you eventually get your money. And because they have that conscience, they have good character, they are always explaining to you their situation. They're always open. You can even advise them. You'll be able to negotiate with them and you are good. And then we have the not able and the not willing. So for this set of not able and not willing, I don't think we're supposed to have them at all. I call them cash for hand, back for ground. They should not be involved in any credit transaction at all. It should be that, in supermarkets, they will just go there, pay money, pick item and go. So if you stumble on this kind of customer, please delete them totally from your database. They are not worth it. Okay, so now with all that I explained earlier, with all that I explained earlier on this slide, when we are talking about the quantitative and qualitative assessments, we are talking about, when we are talking about capital, the collateral, the conditions, all these things are tied to, okay, how much does this person want to assess? What's his income, sources of income, who are the guarantors that he's bringing? And okay, something happened, okay, and then a company that I work with, they give out loans because what we do is credit administration and debt recovery. Okay, so they were giving out loans to employees. They just decided to be given to employees, this particular loan service company. So they were giving out to employees alone, and they now entered one particular company and they give out, virtually almost all the staff in that company were taking loans from them, and they were guaranteeing for each other. You guarantee for me, I guarantee for you, like that, like that, like that. I guarantee for you the last time, or you're going to guarantee for me when So, but something happened. The company had issue, and they needed to downsize, and they laid off some people. They retired some people. Hey, and it was something else. That was when they approached us, and we got involved. I now discovered that even the person, how can somebody that is servicing a loan be a guarantor for another person? It's not done. You are not spreading your risk. So when I got involved, find a way to start managing the situation. In fact, I told them, I said, if you must have somebody from a company to take a loan, why must the two guarantors be from that same company? What if something happened? There was a time I was working in a company and our salary comes every 28th of the month. I came to work Monday morning being 28th day of that month, and the company beside us got burnt overnight. They were into a production of, I think, rubber slippers or something like that. They worked, the factory workers did their job on Saturday, and some people did not shut down some things. And then it caught fire on Saturday night all through Sunday. It was burning. Before the fire service could come, they couldn't save anything. The company was totally razed down. So when we came to, well, the only thing that the fire service company did was that they were able to stop the fire from spreading to other companies like our own. Got to work on Monday morning. And you know, by that time of the month, almost everybody is already broke. Some people actually borrowed money from their neighbors to come to work that Monday morning, hoping that before the end of the day, they will be able to get their salaries. And on getting to that place, they could not see, there was no building. You see staff rolling on the floor, on the road, crying. The owner of the business has already fainted, is already in the hospital. Who do you want to go and ask for money? So, yes, these things doesn't happen often, but what of this situation where the company has to downsize, they have to lay off some staff, they have to retire some people. So, you know, you need to put all these things. Now we are managing the situation. If you must have one guarantor who is your colleague, please get another guarantor from somewhere, from outside, so that if something happens, we have somewhere to fall to for our money. Okay, so the capital, the collateral that this person is dropping. Okay, a woman called me recently for a consultation. She told me that she's in a mess. You know, she's deep in debt. So what happened? She's into Uber business. She drives Uber. So while she was using that car, she was making some money. She was able to save some money. So she approached a bank to get some loan and add to what she has saved, and she bought a second car. So when she bought a second car, she was not the one using the second car, and she gave out the first car to somebody to be driving for her. But that first car is giving her much money because is cheaper to manage, so to say. So that very car is something that is you know, the cost of managing that car is very minimal. So she gave out that one to somebody else, and along the line, something happened. That car developed an engine issue. You know what she did? Because she was desperate, that's the word, to get funds. She quickly ran to a micro money lender. And I'm sure that person is not registered, it's not licensed. And they gave her 1.2 million, and they collected collateral of a whole car. So the second car that is functioning, that she's now using to make money, is what they took from her. And she gave them, collected a loan of 1.2 million to go and fix the other car that had an engine issue. After fixing that car, she was hoping that, meanwhile, the money she got from the bank to augment her payment for that second car, she has not finished paying. She's still servicing. That one is a commercial bank. She's still servicing the loan. Now she now approached another money lender, got that 1.2. And after fixing the engine of the car kept giving issues. At a point, the car could no longer move. So it got to a point that she was not doing anything. The old car not on the road. The new car is a collateral with the micro lender, and she stopped. And she went there, she was crying. She begged them, she pleaded with them that they should please let us, let me look for something else that I can drop. I need this car to work. I need this car to make money to pay you. I also have another loan that I'm servicing. And they said no. And after a couple of months, in fact, the couple, they were already using the car. They used the car to carry their children to church. And that was why I said from onset that if you are not starting money lending business because you want to solve a problem, then you are doing it wrongly. Because I don't see why somebody should take your, it's just like somebody, maybe somebody has a provision shop, got some funds from you to augment her business, and along the line, she's not paying as agreed, and you have gone to use key to lock the shop. So when you now lock the shop, what will she sell? How is she going to make money? And so many money lenders are like that. The only thing they know is their money. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do. The only thing I know is my money. There's an agreement you signed or you signed. Just pay me my money. That's really language they want to hear. At the end of the day, you end up cutting everybody. Because these people that when you give out loans to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 persons, the way you even attend to them from both sets, they know that you care for them and you're following them up and the money is coming. They will be the one to market for you. They will be the one to advertise. You don't even really need to get salespeople. They will be the one telling people about you. Yes, that's how it works. So the woman was at it as in there's nothing she could do anymore. The other car is parked. This one, they couldn't release it. She called me, she was crying. In fact, the Uber that she's driving, she's doing her job. And it's like she has collected beginning of the year. So when she's not supposed to be contributing for other people to collect, she could not contribute. So that particular month, the woman that was supposed to collect her, that is her turn to collect her other month, her money is not complete because this woman is no longer paying. She has to go and lock her up. She was even calling me from the police station. So you can see mess, you know. So this thing is not something, sometimes you put yourself, yes, we are doing this thing, we want to make profits. Of course, you make profit. You will definitely make profits. Okay, presently, I have a client, okay, that has been a very good customer with one of the loan service company that we partner with. This man is somebody that has a very high profile. He has been taking loan with this money lender for a couple of years, and he has been good, paying back even before the time. It takes huge loan, and before you know it has finished paying. So they are making a lot of profits from that guy. And suddenly he had health issue, and he was misdiagnosed, and they did a surgery. And after the surgery, they now discovered that it's not what they were supposed to even be treating. And they had to do another second surgery. As I'm speaking with you now, he's still lying down in the hospital. So now, currently, he has about 6 months loan tenure that is running. He has already done like 3 months before this whole thing started. He still have like 3 months to. And he pleaded that we should please halt on the interest rate on the loan just to help him. So the company was like, are we going to grant him? Are we going to grant him his request and all that? And when I went through his file, I saw that you have made a lot from this guy. You know, the health issue is something that it can happen to anybody. Could be anybody. So what I did was, because the 4th month now he has started making some payments in bits. So we just let that 4th month slide. The last 2 months we now say, okay, no interest on that one. Just let us have our principal back so that we are good. But some money lenders, they don't want to hear these things. They don't want to listen. What do you want to do? If the man dies now in the hospital bed, you are left with only, in fact, because he's a high profile person, he has only one guarantor. They just feel, he's okay now, his salary can cover, just brought just one guarantor who happened to even be his relative as well. Okay, if you're a money lender and you have friends and relatives coming to borrow money from you, you don't mix sentiment with business. He said, it's my elder brother's friend. And so what? If he's your elder brother's friend, your brother must not guarantee for him. Oh, he should go and get other people to guarantee for him. Because when the chips are down, you will not be able to drag your brother. So it's as good as you're already losing that money. You understand? So in as much as we are trying to be human, we are trying to carry everybody along, we're also mindful that, we are not losing money doing this. So after we've done all that we talked about, we now come to create what we call credit policy. So credit policy is a set of rules and guidelines that a company or organization follows when extending credit to customer. It must support the financial goals of the company and support its sales efforts, very important, while maintaining the highest quality of loan portfolios. Now, in every organization, like I worked in Every Nigeria Limited for about 10 years now as an account receivable specialist. So it's strictly business to business. It has nothing to do with individual now. So what happens is that you have a credit policy. This credit policy is not something that you just sit in the comfort of your home and you design. People, the stakeholders has to be involved. Okay, all the revenue generating department has to be involved. For you as a micro money lender, you will have the interest of the borrowers at heart. Why you're setting this policy? This policy must favor everybody somehow. Okay, because now in every organization you find out that sales department and the credit department are always in conflict. Even in the money lending business, you say these people are sales people, go and give, they are eager to give loans because they have target to meet. But the credit department, on the other hand, is looking at it, okay, it's not about giving out loans. Will this person pay as at when due? Because to a credit person, everybody is a suspect until proven otherwise. The fact that you paid as at when due yesterday does not mean that you will continue to pay that as at when due tomorrow. Okay, so the sales department too will be involved in this creation of credit policy. There has to be a balance. Nothing should be extreme. You cannot say because you want to put all that you have mentioned in place, and then when you want to assess somebody's portfolio, you are taking 1 week to do assessments before you give out loan. The person might go to another money lender to assess loan. Okay, and you cannot say because we have a target, we must meet target. You just be giving out, be rolling out. No, everything has to be, there has to be a check. There has to be something that is psychological. You need to be at alert to do these things. Okay, it outlines the terms and conditions under which credit will be granted, including the eligibility criteria, the interest rates, the repayment terms, procedures for making collections, delinquent loan repayments, collateral guarantee requirements, guidelines for loan restructuring and write-off. So this credit policy is like a manual, is a guide. Every organization that is into credit sales must have it. So it's a book, so that if you employ me in your organization to work for you, that manual will be a guide. So when somebody wants to take a loan of, say, 500,000, and I look at the guide, number 1 says eligibility criteria, these sources of income, statement of accounts, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at it and I'm ticking. Okay, the next one say you have to do physical, you have to visit the prospects now. Okay, maybe it's a business owner, you need to find out the location of the business and all that. You keep ticking all the boxes. So this is a guide, something that will help you to know, okay, I think I have done everything that is required for me to do before you can now say, okay, what is next and how much can we release? I hope it's not every time that somebody approaches you for a particular amount of loan, because if you give out 1 million, you make more interest. So you just quickly jump at it. There are some people that after you have done all this analysis, you can slash it. Some people actually borrow to consume. Yes, they borrow to consume. Some people are like that. And when they are done, they go to another money lender to borrow. You find they are owing A, B, C, D. Their life is like that. And before you know it, they disappear. They can even do their own obituary and say they have died after they have finished, doing all this. So, what are the challenges in credit risk analysis for micro money lenders? Yes. Are we here? Can I go on?
I can hear you loud and clear, ma'am.
Okay, so there are some challenges, okay, that micro money lenders faces when they want to, do this credit analysis. One of them is competition. Competitive pressure may push money lenders to relax their credit criteria, increasing the risk of default. Because you say, before I will now go to this person's shop to verify, to do one or two things, I don't think he will wait to. I don't think he can go to another person, another organization to get this loan. That's that competition, because you want to sell. Sometimes it pushes us to, do some things that we're not supposed to do. Low financial literacy. This can result in misunderstandings about loan terms and conditions, leading to higher default rates. Now, this low financial literacy, it reminds me of this loan shark apps. Lawyer Precious knows that they lawyers, they know how to craft a statement that when you read it, my internet is unstable. Is it my own internet? Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear, ma'am. It's
Okay,
only
somebody is saying
theirs.
your internet is unstable, so I wanted to find out. Okay, so you see this loan app, this loan shark apps, when you see that thing at a glance, you know, say, okay, borrow 100,000, pay 5%. Okay, so that means 105, all right? Okay, so you just click, No, it's not like that. When you take your time to read through that thing, you will see some hidden things inside it. You will see some hidden clause inside it. So sometimes people don't really take their time. Okay, I have a colleague sometimes ago. You can't hear.
It's probably their network, ma'am.
We
So
can.
okay, a colleague of mine sometimes ago, something happened, and then she went to one of the microfinance banks to get some loan. So I was trying to advise her against it, but that loan, she wanted to take it to prove a point to somebody for some things. And then it was I think it was about 150,000. She just felt, is it not just 150? She has already called them and they said it's just 5%, is this percent, that percent. So she has already used her calculator, now calculate 5% on the 150,000. Okay, so just spread it for me. Maybe like 3 months, 6 months, I'll just pay. Lo and behold, by the time they printed their schedule for her, they say that there is even 9 months. They don't do anything less than 9 months. That particular bank, they don't do anything less than, because they want to have, once you have stepped your feet in that place, they want to get enough interest from you. They say 9 months and 9 months upwards. And then by the time, initially she was so desperate to get that money to quickly send it, do what she wanted to do, and she did it. The time she now started looking at it, now saw that this interest that they are talking about is not just a simple interest. And almost 90,000. That's 150. That's what she ended up doing. And she was like, really? So a lot of people do not make mistakes. And money lenders tend to hide it to some extent. Because they feel if you tell them everything, they will run away. Limited data, challenges level credit for micro borrowers. This is what I've explained before when I talk about credit bureau, trying to assess data. It's not only credit bureau, even there are some times that you need to go to CAC. Find out. Yes, there was a time when I joined my previous company newly, they handed some portfolios over to me, and one of them is a new time customer. First time customer came, brought LPU from nowhere, and you honored it. Why? This person has been, who has been doing business with. It's possible that he's owing there, and they now run to you and just draft LPU for 5 million. The moment you release the goods, you disappeared, not knowing this company is already going down. They needed to buy those materials. In fact, it was the time that we were doing this recharge card stuff. When you have those recharge card, 1,500, 750 that is in a ticket, you scratch it, you now recharge and you throw away. So along the lines of people started printing it on a paper, which is cost effective. So this other company that has machines that print on card now saw that their business is already going down, they were not going to survive. So they came to that company that I work with, bought some materials that will enable them to print as much card as possible and share to their distributors. And that was how they shut down the company, sold it off to another company. When we were even going there now to ask for our money, we saw a different name, different security, everything has changed. So there is a lady that called me yesterday, and she said, this particular man, he has been faithful, paying his loan. You know, we started with 500,000, we do 1,000, and now we did 3,000, and he's forthcoming, and he's asking for maybe the next one. Now he wants to get like 5 million. And she's so excited. She's a salesperson. I told her, don't be too excited. When they are increasing, some people, if they want to actually take your money, they start like that. They start small. They are targeting, they are going somewhere. So, and I told her, I said, you can't keep increasing. The man cannot keep increasing his money every time you now want to get a loan. There must be a reason, which he's going to explain or probably provide an evidence why you took 1 million 3 months ago. Now you're taking 3 million, 6 million, 10 million. You should be able to have, there should be a reason. Okay, so that we know that you're not trying to jabber with our money. So when I told her, she was so how cold. She was like, I never really thought of it. So I say, you think of it because everybody is a suspect. So when the man came for higher loan, I said, you need to add more security. She has to, aside from the 2 guarantors that he has been using, he has to give us something on top. Yes. It's not just about increasing the principal. So resource constraints, managing risk with limited tools and personnel. Some people, they start money lending business, they are the salesperson, they are the debt collector, they are the administrator, they are everything. Now, there's a company that they were having issue, and when they contacted the Novica Ventures and we step in, and they handed some list of bad debt to us. Within 2 months, we cleared almost 90%. And they were like, how did you do it? There is no magic in this thing. You know what? You cannot play the character of a salesperson and also play a character of a debt recovery person in one organization. I play character of a salesperson with one organization and the debt recovery person with another organization, but not with the same organization, because you are the one that you are approaching these customers, trying to massage their ego, trying to appease them, trying to lure them to take loan from you. And now that they've gotten the loan, it's still the same you that is going back when there is delay or default, asking them to make payments. They already have some level of relationship with you, so they will not take you too seriously. So if it's possible and if you can afford it, differentiate your salesperson from a recovery person. So what happens is that these people, because they don't know me from anywhere, in fact, most of them have never seen, and we have concluded the transaction. And I didn't even go to their company or their places of work. All I did was to put a call across, send mail to them. Once they see that this person is somebody that is totally different, debt recovery person, they are quick to respond. So if your fund can allow you, try to do this little adjustment, it will help your business. Okay, so when I was working as an account receivable person with AV Nigeria Limited, I am not a salesperson. So when salespeople, they have done whatever they did with you, they have sold to you, and then I am sure that invoice is duly submitted, follow up and all that. When I come to your company, if you look at my face, if you know that I'm not smiling, I'll be telling you, sir, all I will be showing you is evidence. I'll show you way bill. I'll show you where you have signed. I'll show you where you acknowledge invoices and so date. I will be showing you, sir. Please, when are we getting when are we getting it, please? So after I've left, they will call the salesperson and say, one Calista came, that woman, now wow. The salesperson will not say, that those debt recover, that's how they behave. Oh, don't mind them. Don't mind them. They will pet them again so that they will sell to them again. And when they default again, I will appear. Do you understand? So it's a technique that you use to do this business to be able to scale through. Cost of data, data acquisition, verification, storage, and regulations are all expensive. These are the things that the challenges that micro money lenders faces that, that makes them not to assess this credit risk as much as they should. So now there are some things, some metrics, some criteria, there are some things that you need to look out for. Okay, so now there are some things that you need to check out to be able to know if you are on the right track. Now I have this money lending business, or I'm about to start one. So when I start, after 6 months, I should be able to sit back and do a review. And it will give me, a guideline if I'm doing the right thing. So some of them, there are many of them, but I listed few of them here. Write-off rates. A high write-off rate may indicate problem with borrower screening, ineffective loan collection strategies, or poor portfolio management. Keeping these rates low is a sign of healthy credit administration. So now, there's something I forgot to tell you from the beginning, that probability of defaults. If you're starting a money lending business, I must tell you, nobody is guaranteeing you that you're going to collect your money 100%. Yes, because it happens. Sometimes there are somebody that recently paid and his money was remaining maybe like 30 something thousand, and because before the file got to us, they've been having it was already a bad debt, and the person that even guaranteed this guy has already japa already. So now this person has, they've been dragging him, and he paid and has a little fraction of his debt left. And he moved out from where he was staying to somewhere else. Now, it's not like you cannot trace this person. It's not like you cannot try to find out where this person is and drag the person to pay this loan. But the issue is that the money involved now is very little. You may end up spending more trying to get this person to pay. So when you do that analysis and you find out that, by the time I finish tracing this person, pursuing this person to pay, I might end up, yes, so I may end up spending more on the cost of tracing than what the person is owing. You just let it go. All you do is just go to your credit bureau and upload the person's data there and leave it. It will catch up with the person one day. It will definitely catch up. So now, if anybody tells you that if you do a transaction of say 100 million from January to December, that you're going to have 100% collection, there will be no bad debts, person is not telling you the truth, you should make provision for bad debts. It's allowed. Even banks, financial institution, there's provision for it. And in some organization is treated as an expense at the end of the year. Yes, there is provision for it. But what are we saying about this is that let it be very, very insignificant. That is not going to affect the running of your business. It has to be very, very minimal. In most cases, less than 1% of your, of your total transaction. Less than 1%, then you are good to go. But it will definitely occur somehow. So you need to know that. So how much of these portfolios do you write off after 6 months? In fact, now the first assignment you're going to do, if you're already in money lending business, bring out all your customers. If you have not opened 5 for them, all your customers should have 5. You need to have portfolio for them. Put all information there so that at a glance, when you bring it out, you say, Mr. A, this Mr. A, is he able and willing or able not willing? You write it on top of the man's file. And you now look at it, this portfolio. Is this man, is this somebody that I can just lend money to him and I go to sleep and I'm sure that he will pay? Or is this somebody that I need to put extra efforts to get him to pay the money? Is this someone that I have to drag him? I have to drag his guarantors and all of that of them until you drag the guarantors. They don't even move. So you need to go through all this. So when you are sorting this thing, you are keeping them. You are sorting them, you are keeping them. This is what all this matrix is talking about. Portfolio at risk. How many of your portfolios are at risk? How many of these files do you think there's possibility that this woman, the way she's paying now, I'm not sure before these 12 months, she will finish this payment in peace. You keep it, non-paying loans. Okay, those loans that it has not entered bad debt, but it's already moving towards it. What is your collection efficiency ratio? The profitability of the business. So all these things are things that you need to sit down. Once in a while, you sit down, you go through these things, and you said, am I really doing the right thing? If you have so many portfolios that are at risk, all your portfolio story. This woman, she said she shoots a bird, they fly, and this one, you know, something is wrong. Either you're not assessing this, you're not analyzing sentiment, or you're giving load to maybe only your close friends who will not take you serious. Yes, I have one of the loan company that we work with. Some loans they give out to the man is the man's wife that brought her friends. And they give out loans to this one, that one. And they were just, your husband has money now. Why is he dragging me like this? It's something I will pay. What is it? Oh my God, I don't send you. I don't know who you are. Whether you have a second wife to the man, I don't know. I will drag you. And money started coming out. They called me, they were laughing. They say, they are paying, they've started paying. I say, why would they pay? That's when you need to have somebody by the side. Either you have as an external partner or within your organization, somebody that you assign specifically to reach out to these borrowers to make sure that money comes in as at when to track them, different from the person who is giving out this loan to them. So, do we still have time? So, are we good? Can we talk? Now it's time for us to talk. So the line is open. Did we learn anything today? Hello.
Yeah, we were able to learn one or two things. Thank you for your presentation, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
actually touched some areas that I think they are necessary and they will help us in this business. But if I have one or two questions, my two questions are, you at the beginning you spoke
Mm.
about when you have a customer that are willing,
Solve it.
customers that are
Okay.
willing, customers that are not that are willing
Yes.
and able and all that.
Yes.
When if by adventure, if you happen to get a customer that is able but unwilling, is there any proper procedure that one can take to get out of that situation? You know, they seem to be the most difficult people. They are able, but they want to cause trouble. They don't want to pay, or they want to stress you. And this can happen
Yeah.
to anybody because so. Is there any particular module or any way that one can get this kind of customer to get your money from them? That's one.
Okay.
Then
So
secondly, too,
Mhm.
on the same line, if you have a customer that is not able and is not willing, is that not totally bad that you should write off or what? Then hope for that kind of customer too. Thank you.
Okay, so I already mentioned it that not able, not willing is not supposed to be in your database at all. Okay, so why we come up with this 4 group is that by the time you finish doing your credit risk analysis, by the time you finish going through all of this, you need to classify all your customers in these 4 categories. So this is what you're going to use to classify them, okay? To come up with
Okay.
this. And when you
Okay.
get people that fall within the group of not able and willing, you run as fast as your leg will carry you. Tell them that at the moment you don't have funds to lend, don't have money to borrow. Please, do you understand? So let them go.
Okay.
Now, the able, not willing are the people that's why we talk about the collaterals, the guarantors. Do you understand? That's why you will not joke with guarantors. That's why you will not collect sister and brother as guarantor. Do you understand?
Okay.
So it's those guarantors and the collaterals that you already have with you. That's what you are going to use to technically get your money out eventually.
Okay. Okay.
That's why you don't joke. Yes.
Okay.
I don't know
Thank
if
you.
I've answered your question.
You did. Okay. Yeah, but again, let me just ask this
Yes.
in a quick way. At what point is it appropriate to stop charging interest on a defaulting customer? He's defaulting and trying to roll over. At what point do you think one can decide not to stop charging? That you stop charging interest so that we do not amount to be unreasonable from experience.
Okay, like I gave you an instance of this man is currently lying down in the hospital, has been a good client for years, and life happened, something happened, he went for the surgery I'm talking about is in millions. Okay, so at that point, now is a 6 months loan tenor. He has paid for 3 months, and we've got our interest for that 3 months. He has 3 months left, and that 3 months, the 4th month, he has paid some part of it. So what we did was that we just left that 4th month that he should pay the interest on that 4th month because he has already entered the 4th month before this surgeries and everything started. So the last 2 months, we have to take out the interest for him to help him. Because at the end of the day, what we are looking out for is we want to get our principal complete and be able to make some profits. So when your client has started going through issues, the first thing that will be at the back of your mind is, let me get my money back. And any other thing, little thing I can get on top of it, I run as fast as my leg carry me. Until when everything normalizes with him and he comes back, then we can continue. Do you understand? So there is no specific time. It's because you are having communication. You are in relationship with this customer. You are communicating. That's why if you have the able and the willing, the not able but willing. This man now is not able, but he's willing. So he's in communication. We know his situation. But some people they will not even communicate. They will not say anything. And they will say, do you know what I'm going through? Do you know what I'm going through? I almost died. One man told me like that. I said, you cannot die with our money. Not when you're owing us. You can't die. Even death self cannot take you. Do you understand? So once you have given out loan to somebody, you are following up. You are monitoring the person. You are in communication. Okay, so now you know that person's condition, you know the status, you know where to come in to help yourself and help the person too. So there is not a specific line, a drawn line for that. So it's something do you understand? So before we agree to leave out these last 2 months, it's something that people have to sit and talk about it. And we now say, okay, let's give this to him. It's quite a lot because the loan he took is quite huge. So when we are talking about leaving like 2 months interest rate is almost 500,000. But we have to let it go because we know we are not losing at the end of the day. We want to guide him and pet him to finish up his payments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Finally, you spoke about your the rate of when you're providing for bad debts, you said that it should not be up to 1%. Is it possible?
1% or below, 1% and below.
Or below.
It means,
Yeah.
yes, it means you are fantastic. Do you know that as an account receivable person, I've collected over 1 billion in a year and I did not record one bad debt. Not even one. So because credit administration is the key thing. When you administer credit efficiently from onset, is already as good as 80% debt collection. You have already done your debt recovery like 80% upfront. Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Okay.
So something happened some times ago, and this particular client is an oil service company in Port Harcourt. They did business with us here in Lagos. That's why I told you that sales and credit units are always in conflict because they know me. I was on leave that period. What happened was that this particular company, they sent an LPU to the organization that I was working with at that time, that they need an engineer to come, bring some spares, do some work, worth of couple of millions. And because I have sales people, they want to sell now, they book flights for the engineer. Fiam, he traveled to Port Harcourt, did the whole job, came back, collected his hotel accommodation, everything, and came back. And lo and behold, money was not forthcoming. When I now got to look at the documents, I saw the PO that what they wrote there is 100 days. And these people that have gone to do this job did not even know that it's 100 days. So the way they even wrote that 100 days, if you don't look at it very well, you will not see it. It's a trick. 100 days, this is not 3 months plus before they could make payment. That is 100 days after you have done the job. They will not hold your money. So when I now went through the whole thing, I was like, and I confronted the department. I said, why will you do? Even their manager said that they didn't even look at the PO properly, that they are sorry, blah, 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 and all that. And we started going after the money. So though these ones are just like debt recovery strategies anyway. So when you need to build a relationship. So already in that company, I have somebody that I could talk to at every point in time. And this person told me in confidence that the company is going down. That what we came to do for them, they want to use it to do some production and to pay themselves. And then just go. It's like another company wants to buy them over eventually. So when he told me that, I was like, really? I quickly gave them a demand letter that if they don't pay all by 6 and 6 time. So what I did was I uploaded their data on Credit Bureau and I left them, I kept following. So what happened was that they approached a commercial bank to get some loan to augment what they have, probably to pay themselves or something. And getting to that bank, the bank did a credit check on them, and the name of our company surfaced that they're owing us so money. And they said, we can't attend to you until you go and clear this. It was a Saturday morning. The financial called me on phone. They say, Madam, they say you are the one in charge. Please, oh,
Mm.
why did you go and report us to credit bureau? Take out our name from that place. So take us our name from. I say, we will take it out immediately, sir. Just make the payment. He said, give me your company account details. And I sent it that Saturday morning. I'm sure he made that payment that Saturday. Because when we now got to office on Monday morning and we check our bank statements and we saw that the money has reflected. We all started dancing. We said, God, don't catch them. But what we didn't tell them is that you don't take it out like that. The way they work is that if you subscribe with them, you upload your data once a month, and that is beginning of the month. Some of them from 1st to 5th of the month, you are supposed to send in your reports to them to update. So if this person had made this payment like 15th of this September and is shouting, saying, take out our name, I say, yes, we do it exactly. So by the time you finish paying, is until this September finishes, and by 2nd of October, when I send a new report to the credit bureau that we are using, that's when they are going to update his reports. So the only thing I did for him was that I just gave them an acknowledgement letter that we have received the payment. So if he has good relationship with the bank, with that acknowledgement letter and an evidence of the payment, he can plead with them and they can answer. Otherwise, he ought to wait until that thing is repaired.
Uploaded. Okay. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Okay.
So, more questions, please. Money lenders.
Hi, good evening. My name is Amaka.
Good evening, Amaka.
Okay, so what I want to ask